I thought the most damning thing that you could ever say about anybody in this book was what you said about Hillary Clinton. You wrote that Hillary told the president in front of you in 2007 her opposition to the surge in Iraq had been political because she was facing Obama in an Iowa primary, and the president then conceded vaguely that his opposition to Iraq and the surge had also been political. And you say to hear the two of them make these admissions in front of me was as surprising as it was dismaying. And you say a lot of nice things about Hillary in the book. Are you really suggesting that Hillary Clinton put her own personal political ambition above our troops? Because that's how I interpret that.
First of all, I think the book is pretty clear that when the president responded to Hillary's comment that he was vaguely agreeing that opposition to the surge broadly had been political, and I absolutely believed that, having lived through that in the spring of 2007 up on the Hill. There were two things that made me remember what Hillary had said. The first was that I was on the opposite side of the table. And Admiral Mullen and I used to joke, particularly in the first months of the Obama administration, when kind of every meeting in the Situation Room, everybody would trash the Bush administration and everything.
Talk about that a lot. Acting like you're not there.
The Bush team, what a bunch of bums the Bush team were and everything. And we're sitting there thinking, what, are we invisible? We were integral members of that team. And so the fact that she would say something like that. But the other thing that struck me, and I guess made an impact on me, was because, frankly, it was an anomaly. I never, in the whole 2.5 years we served together, that was the only time I ever heard Secretary Clinton ever mention domestic politics in terms of her views or recommendations on decisions for the president. And the irony is she used that reference because she was very strongly with me in supporting the surge in Afghanistan against the recommendations of the White House staff and the Vice President.
Well, doesn't that make it worse, though? Because she was supporting the surge, she's with you. She really agreed with the surge back then, but didn't support it. And that means, not, as far as I'm concerned, that's the equivalent of not supporting our troops.
Well, I guess my attitude is that there's a difference between when you're a politician campaigning in campaign mode and a senator, and when you have executive branch responsibilities. And when she was Secretary of State, I never heard anything like that.
I understand. Maybe to me, that would be putting her personal ambition above the troops, which to me is almost unforgivable. And especially if she has the ambition of being a commander-in-chief at some point.